In this video, we're going to talk about airdrop farming, how to start, what to do, and how much you can make basically. So this is based on a post by CC2 Ventures. If you didn't know, CC2 Ventures is probably the most known airdrop farmer right now that it is on Twitter. He's basically getting all the airdrops possible and basically spends his days clicking different buttons and trying to make money this way. And he just gave his list. Basically this list, I'm going to go through that, but basically this list here is the list that he wants to be done with airdrop farming after that. Of course, there's still dozens of projects on the list, as you can see. And on top of that, there's a bunch of that he didn't remember and then keep on adding. The projects that are coming just in April, just like Camino, MarginFi. A lot of projects are already gone from the list. The things like, for example, Wormhole with the W token that's coming in April as well. And a bunch of others that are already farmed and they had a snapshot and they will be coming soon. But there are still plenty of opportunities. Of course, it's never the end, and I expect that we're going to see massive projects that will be built across multiple months. So for example, you don't see here Berachain, you don't see here Monad. Those are still yet to come. And there are many other projects that should be mentioned. So what I did was basically adding that to the list on DegenFrog, and you are able to actually access that in a pretty nice forum at degenfrog.com/airdrops. The link will be down below in the description, so that not only you have the list by CC2 starting from LayerZero, but you also have basic actions you have to take, sometimes also links. I keep adding new stuff, so please come back. This is entirely free, just have to go to the website and you can copy and do anything you want with the list. And basically this list starts from LayerZero, as mentioned on by CC2, and goes up to orderly or deflow, and we have here the same thing as well, orderly deflow. I added a couple of airdrops that I'm looking at myself, things like Trojan Bot, Hyperliquid, Jupiter, Evo that did season 1 but season 2 is ongoing, and a couple of other bridges. But the list actually goes on, and basically you can actually the list has something like close to 200 airdrops that you can farm. So we'll be going to look at that, and I'm going to discuss a couple of things. So first of all, you have category, and I think that's important because you won't be probably able to do everything, especially that you might be better at some things and worse at some other things. Also, a lot of things depends on how much capital you have. If you're starting from a very small capital, or like close to zero, or maybe like $1,000, then it will be harder to, for example, farm dexes and bridges because the volume counts. It still will count to something. The probably bridges will still be fine going back and forth, especially if you have a blockchain to farm as well. So for example, if you go with zkSync and Scroll, trying to farm that, or then basically you can pick also a bridge and try to, for example, go from zkSync to Scroll using one of the bridges, for example, one of the bridges like deBridge here, Jumper, Bungee, I think they all have a bridge between zkSync and Scroll, and you can start using that to not only farm these bridge airdrops, but also this layer 2 airdrops, which is a win-win scenario. Of course, the volume counts to some of those things, but to many of those airdrops, actually what counts is also transactions that are regular and repeated over the time. So it doesn't matter that you send, for example, $1 or $10. What matters is that you have you do it regularly, for example, every week, every month at the very least, and then you keep coming back. And plus, for example, for layer 2s, for different layer 1s as well, for different blockchains, you basically keep on interacting with a chain in different ways as well. So for example, you can mint NFTs, participate in social quests. So this is what's happening currently with, for example, Linea. They have many different social quests going on, and they will be going for another half a year, I think. But also, this social quests happen with other applications as well. So this is one category. Other category is the category of different wallets. You have a bunch here, things like Pontem, for example, for Aptos, but you have Backpack as well. You have Zerion here on the list. And you have the bunch of applications that will basically provide some kind of infrastructure that you have to use. And often this infrastructure is either you just have to install and maybe do a couple of swaps. There's a rumor that the MetaMask will at some point do an airdrop and basically if you swapped and bridged using MetaMask, then maybe you will qualify. The same goes for other airdrops. Other thing is decentralized social media platforms. Think like Nostra, but also Farcaster, Lens Protocol, and a bunch of others that are coming. Basically, being active on socials will probably bring you something. Another big thing here is DeFi and generally restaking. So things like Eigenlayer, which is probably the biggest. You can still farm points. Those points will probably give you an airdrop at some point. You have things like MagPie here, which is also DeFi. Kelp DAO, which is also on the... So we have MagPie here, but we have Kelp DAO as well, providing liquidity and also staking. Will give you Kelp tokens. I think they started just giving them out here. So there's a lot of DeFi. Again, this requires capital for you to start, and unfortunately, the more you stake, the better. Though there was one example when that worked otherwise. That was Gito. For Solana, you were able to just stake using the liquid staking of Gito and basically get a massive airdrop because not many people were staking for such a long period of time. So especially with staking, sometimes also time matters, but it's very low maintenance. You usually just have to stake it, and at some point in time you will have to unstake, and that's it. The highest maintenance are definitely dexes, where you have to do a lot of transactions or have a lot of volume. Also different NFT markets. So definitely, for example, Tensor will be known to be like one of the biggest airdrops, probably just like Blair did with NFT marketplace. The only problem is that you really have to engage, and there are a lot of tasks to be doing. So from listing, buying, bidding different NFT collections, and doing that over a period of time. Plus there's a lot of competition as well. So this is something that you probably would choose separately if you want to do it. So as you can see, there are also some other smaller categories. So for example, I should mention Trojan Bot. This wasn't mentioned by CC2. Trojan Bot was previously Unibot, but the team on Solana separated Unibot on Solana, and they have the fastest growing Solana bot ever, very fast to use. So if you want to use it, then also, and if you trade meme coins on Solana, this is probably the place to go, especially that you can get an airdrop. So what I would definitely look at is having this natural way to actually interact with those protocols. Farming while doing other things is the best way possible. So for example, if you want to go from one blockchain to another, the best way to do it is, for example, look at one of the bridges that do not have a token yet, that will provide a token, and then you will automatically qualify probably for some kind of an airdrop in the future. That's why I think it's cool, and that's why having this list in mind, even though you may be not a crypto airdrop farmer doing that professionally every single day for 8 hours per day, this is still worthwhile because you will be doing a lot of things on chain, and just knowing that you can do some extra action or just using some different protocol will give you airdrop in the future is always nice, because those will be coming, whether that will be in the next month or the next year. This is always a nice surprise to have an airdrop delivered to you or to your wallet directly. So definitely keep going. You know, the list is pretty long, but you can choose a couple of things and just keep coming. You can of course try to farm everything like CC2 is doing, but basically he's doing that full time and he's doing only that. So that really takes a lot of time and effort to basically click buttons 8 hours per day at the very minimum. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. The links are provided down below, and see you in the next video.